Hello and welcome to this setup video for the board game Remember Our Trip. I'm going to make these videos from now on, but have them separate from the tutorial videos. I like to keep an explanation as short and direct as possible, so in case you're not interested in the setup, you don't have to fast forward. If you do like some insight in how to prepare a game, you can find them on my channel. I'll make sure to create a playlist for every game I make 2 videos for. Starting with the game Remember Our Trip. Here's how you get it ready to play. First, take the bag with all the round tokens in them. These ones, only the round tokens. If you're playing with 3 or 4 players, this is done. But if you're playing with only 2 players, you have to remove 30 of these tokens. On the back of this board you can see exactly which ones you have to take out of the bag. See? So get your bag ready with all the round tokens, or remove a few if you're playing with 2 players. Next, decide if you're going to be playing with Singapore, that's this blue side, or with Kyoto, that's on the other side of this board in a lovely cherry blossom pink. Singapore is easy, Kyoto's more challenging because the board is broken up by the river through the board. Let's go for Kyoto. It won't change anything for the basic setup. Place the board in the center of all players. Then let's get out all the things for the players. I'm going to set it up for 3 players, but for 4 players the only difference would be is that you place all the items for player number 4 as well. It's all the same. I'll be playing with yellow, so I take my yellow player board and make sure I use the side of the board that says Kyoto. It also shows the exact same layout as the main board. For me as the yellow player, I also have this smaller board with all the game information on it. Place it under your player board. And finally, I have a disc in my color. Let's put it here for now. All the other players do the same. Let's put player red here and player green there. They also place the smaller boards. Before we go to the next step, we have to do one very important thing. The main board of Kyoto shows a compass needle and it's pointing that way. So now all players have to place their board in such a way that all the needles also point that way. Let's do that. First rotate my own board. Now it's lined up. Red does the same, needle pointing that way, and green as well. See? We all have the exact same layout this way. This is very important for playing the game. The next board that you place is the scoreboard. You can choose if you want to play with this side or this side. It makes no difference. It's up to you which one you think looks nicer. You can also choose where to place it. It could go here or here, and I'm just going to put it here next to green. Then all the players place their disc on the starting space of the scoreboard. That's what these discs are for. They keep track of your points on the board. There's another board for you to place on the table. It's this one. And just like the scoreboard, you can decide where you like to have it. Could go here, and I'll put it here next to me. But first, take a closer look. You can see it has the outlines in specific shapes. You guessed it, there are going to be pieces on here. Let's do that now. I've got one piece for each of these. This one, and this one. And you even have small models of what you can see on those pieces. Look at these. Nice, isn't it? Just put them down by the board. And on these smaller square outlines we put all the restaurant tokens, these red ones, and the shop tokens, the orange ones. Stack them all up, every last one of them. I'm going to skip a few, it takes a while if you want to do it neatly. And we have the blue ones for hotels and the green ones for the parks. And finally, there's this one last board. This one is important. Here it is. I'm going to place this one right above the main Kyoto board. And look here, a compass needle. That means you have to place this one with the needle pointing the same way as Kyoto and all the player boards. Everything with a compass needle needs to point in the same direction. Let's turn it. There, it all matches up. We're almost there. First we have this deck of cards with this back. These go here. But shuffle them first. Give them a good shake-up. It's 12 cards, and I'll give you a little spoiler for the tutorial. You flip over one card per round. When the deck is done, the game is over. Place the deck face down on this spot. And finally, you have a little deck of cards with this on the back. Shuffle them, pick one of them, only one, and place that face up on the scoreboard. It has a space for a card here. That's where this one goes. The other ones can go back in the box. You won't be needing them. Now you are completely set up for a basic game of Remember Our Trip. You will find more cards in the box and these paper strips, but you use those for a more advanced game. If you've never played this game, I suggest you start at the beginning. The game is challenging enough as is. Just remember when you're setting up that every single board with a compass needle must be placed so that all the needles point in the same direction. In this case, that way, but that's just how I placed it. You could place them facing the other way. It makes no difference. You are good to go. If you know how to play the game, have fun with it. If you don't, please follow me to the tutorial video. If you're watching this on the day I publish the video, the tutorial will be online tomorrow. If you're watching this from the future, the tutorial is already there and waiting for you. Thank you for watching me set up the game. I hope it was helpful, and see you for the next one.